Welcome back to my channel, and this, the first video of our time spent in and around North and Central Wales, during the summer of 2026. Having travelled from the coast of East Anglia, England, David and I have arrived in the country of Wales, and we've decided to stop off for our first Welsh historic landmark. Having left the car at the official car park at the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Canal site, we followed the pathway towards the Trevor Basin. Located very close to the English border, on the edge of the Berwyn Mountains and the Llangollen Range, on the banks of the River Dee, sits the historic town of Llangollen. Just 4 miles to the east of the town, along the scenic River Dee Valley, lies the charming village of Trevor, in the county borough of Wrexham, Wales. The village of Trevor is famous for being the northern gateway to the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Canal, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We are walking along the Llangollen Canal, heading towards the Scotch Hall Bridge. The Scotch Hall Bridge is an historic Grade II listed canal bridge. It carries new road over the Llangollen Canal, at the entrance to Trevor Basin. The bridge was built by Thomas Telford between 1795 and 1801. It features a multi-arch design built in 3 adjoining sections. The central arch spans the canal itself, whilst the side arches were designed to accommodate old industrial tramways. Located immediately adjacent to the bridge, is the Telford Inn public house. It was originally a late 18th century house built for Telford's supervising engineer. Thomas Telford himself frequently stayed here during the grueling construction of the aqueduct. Also of historical note, is Scotch Hall Cottage, a distinct historical building right by the bridge, that originally served as the accounts house, where the canal workers were paid. It still retains its original wooden payment window. The Trevor Basin was built on a terrace retained by a stone wall. This was created originally as the construction yard for the aqueduct. It then became the terminal basin of the main line and the junction point for the Llangollen branch. The Llangollen branch of the canal stretches west from Trevor up the Dee Valley, often high above the River Dee, with beautifully stunning panoramic views across the Vale of Llangollen. It was built between 1804 and 1808 to the designs by Telford and Thomas Denson to supply water to the main line and carry traffic. Nowadays Trevor Basin is a major tourist hub, serving as a northern gateway to the iconic Pontcysyllte Aqueduct, a proud UNESCO World Heritage Site. Located along the beautiful 11-mile-long corridor of the Llangollen Canal, this historic canal basin offers a mix of dramatic historic engineering, family-friendly interactive exhibitions, as well as relaxing waterway activities. There is a visitors center, where there are hands-on activities and a film insight to how Thomas Telford built the structure. There's also a 45-minute-long narrow boat cruise, on the Little Star, that runs directly from the basin during the summer months. The basin is a highly popular location that also offers renting canal boats, canoeing, and kayaking. It is also possible to cycle or walk along the towpath towards Llangollen, although at this current time, sections of the pathway, especially around the base of the aqueduct, are closed for what appears to be repairs. We head away from the basin, briefly, to have a drink in the village. We turn right and head up the B5434 road to Station Road Corner. passing the Telford Inn pub sign. And the Pontcysyllte Chapel tea rooms. We enjoyed a light lunch and drink before leaving to continue our exploration of this lovely area. We headed back along the B5434, passing the basin towards the Bond Bridge, otherwise known as the Pontcysyllte Bridge, located on the B5434, which is also known as Gale Road. We headed down a footpath to our left into some woodland just before reaching the bridge. The woodland was quite overgrown in places, but we discovered these ruins. The footpath should have taken us to a good viewpoint, where we were expecting glorious views of the River Dee and the aqueduct. Although parts of the pathway were easy, other areas were either very difficult or impassable. There were also sections closed. This route didn't give us what we expected, but we managed a circular route taking us eventually back up to the road. We managed to see the river and aqueduct from a couple of gaps, but I personally wouldn't recommend this area for walking, even though some of the footpaths remain open at this current time. For over 200 years, Pontcysyllte Aqueduct has amazed onlookers by carrying canal boats high in the air above their heads. Affectionately known by locals as the stream in the sky, this spectacular feat of 19th century engineering heavily shapes the village's identity and tourism. It was as recent as 2009 that it was inscribed as a World Heritage Site, along with 11 miles of its canal and associated structures. It was during the Industrial Revolution from around 1760 until 1840 that changed the face of technology, how we worked, and the living conditions of that time. Canal building throughout Britain was booming, as people saw the advantages of being able to move products quickly and cheaply across Britain. The Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Canal project started during 1789, when a number of people discussed how to move their products of the Denbighshire coalfield area cheaply to a wider market, with the local area rich in coal, iron ore, and clay. Plus there were reserves of limestone and slate nearby. The idea of building a canal attracted huge amount of positive support from industrialists, businessmen, and entrepreneurs. It was the idea of connecting the rivers of the Mersey, Dee, and the Severn, which would forge together the missing link between the big ports of Liverpool and Bristol. The world-famous Pontcysyllte Aqueduct stands right next to the basin, and it is possible for visitors to walk free of charge along the 1,000-foot-long, 126-foot-high path that runs the full length of the aqueduct, beside the iron water trough, and the narrow boats and canoes, for unforgettable breathtaking views across the Dee Valley. On August 31, 1791, this grand plan was approved at a public meeting at the Royal Oak Inn, in Ellesmere, a market town in Shropshire, which the new canal company took its name from. Two local engineers who expressed interests in the project, John Duncan and William Turner, were asked to make recommendations as for the exact route that the canal should take. Soon afterwards, the respected engineer, William Jessup, described as an engineer of approved character and experience, was brought in to work with Duncombe and Turner, and give an independent view. William Jessup, 1745 to 1814, was the son of a foreman and shipwright at Devonport, who was responsible for the maintenance of the wooden lighthouse on Eddystone Rock. When the lighthouse burnt down in 1755, the great engineer, John Smeaton, designed a new stone one. It was William Jessup's father, Josias, who oversaw the building work, and a close friendship was forged between John and Josias. After Josias' death in 1761, John Smeaton became William Jessup's guardian and tutor. Later in his life, after assisting Smeaton for several years, that Jessup was appointed to the Ellesmere Canal in 1791, when he was 46 years old. At that time, Jessup had become the dominant canal builder in Britain. Jessup, in August 1792, recommended a route from the Mersey that would cut through the Wirral Peninsula to Chester, then head south to Wrexham and Rhuarborn, and connect to the Severn at Shrewsbury. This project was boldly ambitious, as the canal would climb over 300 feet in height, and therefore would require the engineers to dig a tunnel near Rhuarborn, longer than any previous, and to build an aqueduct of unprecedented height across the Dee near the old bridge of Pontcysyllte. Thomas Telford, 1757 to 1834, was born the son of a shepherd in lowland Scotland. When he was 13 years old, he was apprenticed as a stonemason. After working in Edinburgh, London, and Portsmouth, he moved to Shrewsbury in 1786, where he practiced as a self-taught architect. Just a year later, he was appointed County Surveyor for Shropshire, and was responsible for the county's bridges and buildings. With his appointment to the Ellesmere Canal in 1793, Telford developed a good knowledge of the waterways and the use of iron in construction. During his lifetime, he was responsible for building over 900 miles of roadway, and 1,000 bridges, including the Menai Suspension Bridge, which was seen as one of the wonders of its age, when it was completed in 1826. He became known in his own lifetime as Pontifex Maximus, the greatest of all bridge builders, and was honored as a Fellow of the Royal Society and the first president of the Institute of Civil Engineers. The Pontcysyllte Aqueduct was built between 1795 and 1805 by Thomas Telford and William Jessup, utilizing innovative cast iron troughs and slender stone piers to cross the Dee Valley. It was originally planned with canal locks down both sides of the valley. This was revised by Telford and Jessup for the high-level crossing. The heavy clay-lined masonry designs were abandoned in favor of a lightweight cast iron structure. The foundations and piers used local golden sandstone, set directly into the bedrock, creating 18 hollow sandstone pillars rising 126 feet high. Cast iron plates and ribs were manufactured nearby. Prefabricated iron segments were bolted together, using roughly 11,000 bolts, with joints sealed using Welsh flannel dipped in boiling sugar and iron particles, and then finished with hot lead. The Pontcysyllte Aqueduct officially opened to traffic on November 26, 1805, after a total cost of around £47,000. When it first opened, the public reaction was one of immense awe, with widespread acclaim, and a grand opening celebration that took place, with an estimated 8,000 people gathered for the ceremony, and to witness a grand procession of flag-decorated boats, crossing the 126 feet high structure. To finish our visit, we re-walked back down the road to the Bond Bridge, or the Pontcysyllte Bridge, for a few final pictures. What makes this the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Canal area so special? It is the longest aqueduct in Great Britain, but more important, it's the highest canal aqueduct in the world. It's a brilliant and beautiful masterpiece from the Industrial Revolution.